What's up, guys? This is Preston from Automotive. Once a week, I'm going to bring you guys a video about news in the car world because what I've learned is that the car world is ever changing, and it's not just gas vehicles, it's not just electric vehicles, it's not just diesel vehicles. Now we have hybrids, now we have people playing with fuel cell technology. So this is going to be really cool to be able to bring this to y'all because I can talk about a spectrum of things now. But lo and behold, now that all that is out of the way, let's get into this video. First topic for today is going to be the Hyundai Ioniq 5 XRT has created an off-road variant. And what that means is that Hyundai is announcing an update to its Ioniq 5, the popular Ioniq 5, and it's creating a off-road electric vehicle. And what is crazy about this is there are three distinct things about this. And one is going to be the design, two is going to be the battery and range, and three is going to be that this is the first EV that Hyundai has built in the United States. It's going to be built in Georgia. So for starters, here's something crazy about this. The design is supposed to be a more robust, adventurous look compared to the Ioniq 5. Now, the Ioniq 5 is already a really funky looking vehicle. Don't get me wrong, it looks good to me. I think it looks good, but for Hyundai to now go out and create a off-road version of it is going to be very interesting because I personally haven't seen a successful off-road, have not seen a successful off-road EV or even a hybrid. So I'm curious to see how this goes, and I'm sure that some of you can correct me who have taken one off-road, but I'm looking at the Wrangler. Let's start with that. It's where every time the Jeep Wrangler hits water, it seems to end up in the shop. And this is coming from shop owners themselves that work at Jeep. This is not something I'm making up. There seems to be an issue with the hybrid versions wading through water. And maybe they're trying to go in too deep of water and they're not following the restrictions that are placed on there from the manufacturer, the amount of water that the vehicle can take on before you damage it. Maybe they're not listening to that because it's a Wrangler. And then I'm thinking about the Hummer. I've seen videos of the Hummer going off-road. The Hummer off-road was kicking ass. But what happens when you run out of battery? That's like my first thought. So what Hyundai did was they decided to raise the suspension. They also decided to change the look up a little bit and to put protective cladding on the bottom of it to give you the ability to take it off road. So I'm very interested to see how this goes. They have also extended the battery life. I don't really know exactly what it was extended to, but they've just added a larger battery in there to enhance the battery life and make it practical to take it off road. As you know, if you've been off roading before, the tires get stuck, or you may hit mud and you may rock back and forth, or you may sit there and spin. That is not good for EVs. That is not good for battery displacement. So I'm very curious to see how building an off-road vehicle go. I have seen off-road Teslas, which is interesting to say. The Cybertruck has been taken off-road, and I haven't seen one successful video of a stock Cybertruck that has went off-road and made it. Not one. I've seen modified ones, bigger tires, lifts, all that good stuff, suspension, but never a stock Cybertruck. I've even seen stock Cybertrucks get stuck. I'm not gonna go there. I've seen stock Cybertrucks get stuck in mud and driveways. All right, let's move on from there. So this is also a cool thing about this is also going to be the first Hyundai produced in the U.S. and it's going to be produced right below me in Georgia, which is crazy to think. We got Hyundai now producing vehicles in the United States. Interesting. We'll see how that goes. So we're gonna curb this conversation until a later date till we get more information on it. But yeah. Okay, so on to the next topic now. Volvo has decided to make an electric SUV. This is the very first electric EV to come across their lineup. You know what makes this interesting? Not only is it the first SUV for a full electric SUV for Volvo, but they're saying it's going to have advanced AI, bi-directional charging. The Ford Lightning was the first to do that because you can charge it, but it can also be used to power things such as power tools or your cell phone or power tools. I just said power tools. I don't know why I said it again. Or generators or things like that. You can use it as a home generator as well for small things. Obviously not to power your whole house, but during winter storms, that's crucial to have. But hey, this is Volvo. This is supposed to be a a very high-end SUV. It's boasting a 600-kilometer range, which is like 373 miles of battery on a single charge. That is very, very, very strong. And I would consider that a contender for some of the longest distance travel on an EV. So it looks like we're treading the right way on EVs and where we're going to go with the market here. They're also saying that they're going to equip it with a LiDAR technology, approved autonomous driving. That's going to help with accident prevention by having a LiDAR. And it's going to have an advanced suite of like driver systems and sensors. So this thing is going to be very technologically advanced. Not to be taken off road with the Ioniq 5 that's coming out, the new one. Do not take this thing off road because you will probably be stranded. But this is really cool. Volvo has a track record for very nice vehicles. So we'll see how this goes. The Volvo is going to be positioned as a luxury, high-tech, and environmental friendly SUV with a focus on safety. This is going to be one of the premium vehicles that come to the EV market. So I'm ready to see how this goes. And this is going to be interesting. So Volvo, let's see what you got. Now, on to some really cool news. The Audi is making an S6 and S7 Naro Sport Edition. So Audi is launching special editions to their performance sedans, and it's going to be like exclusive styling, tuned upgrades, and it's supposed to appeal to the high performance vehicle enthusiasts, as well as the design is supposed to also appeal to their performance crowd as well. So I'm very interested to see how this goes. What makes this vehicle so exclusive is that Nardo gray, which is the Nardo paint. The Nardo gray is beautiful. It's one of my favorite colors to a vehicle, to be honest with you. It is going to give the S6 and the S7 a stealthy and aggressive look. That's what they're going for here. The color is very iconic among Audi though. So I'm very curious to see how this goes when it touches the market. Is this going to be a hot seller? I can't see why it wouldn't be. It's also boasting, performance upgrades, sport tuning. The driving dynamics and the overall handling is supposed to be sharper and more responsive than the standard S6, S7 models. So we'll see. I don't want to get ahead of myself quite yet, but we'll see. It's supposed to have new interior finishes, black leather, contrast stitching, carbon fiber trim accents. It's just supposed to be an all around luxury vehicle. And it's going to be such a luxury item that they're going to make a limited quantity of them. And so they're going to be produced in limited numbers, which is going to make it even more exclusive. So these should be produced in very low numbers, because previously how it goes is when Audi creates something out of the norm, such as a performance line like this or a performance edition, they're usually produced in limited numbers, which is going to increase that exclusivity and appeal to collectors and enthusiasts. This is going to be a blend of stealthy aesthetics, high performance enhancement, and luxury interiors. So this is going to be a standout vehicle. That is what they're boasting. So I would love to see one of these on the road. This is really cool news to hear about Audi as well. BMW and Toyota are collabing on fuel cell technology. So what is happening is the partnership was part of a collaboration between them two that started back in like 2013, focused on creating an alternative powertrain, because everyone shouldn't be forced to go to EVs, and that seems to be what's happening now. BMW and Toyota are saying, hey, we got a better alternative than just going EVs. Let's create a next gen fuel cell technology. So this will be a fuel alternative to your EVs. That's the best way to look at it. The fuel cell systems was jointly developed between BMW and Toyota. It's a hydrogen fuel cell system, and it converts hydrogen into electricity, allowing the vehicles to produce zero emission. So as we know, the government is forcing EVs on us because of this zero emission thing. If BMW and Toyota can lock this down and get this done correctly, I am completely sold. I've been saying that hydrogen is the way to go for a very long time. Hydrogen fuel cells emit only water vapor, making them a key technology for reducing carbon footprints. That's super cool. Super, super cool. Toyota is a pioneer in fuel cell technology, right? And Toyota created one of the first hydrogen powered vehicles, the Toyota Mirai, or however you pronounce it. So BMW is going to benefit from this because Toyota's experience and expertise is going to help BMW, who make luxury and performance vehicles. And I am very interested to see where this goes because I would love to have a hydrogen powered vehicle. They're talking about creating fuel cells for like large vehicles, trucks, and commercial fleets. That is going to change the game because it's going to be a quicker refuel time than EVs, and it's also going to give you a longer range capability over EVs as well. So hydrogen as an alternative is significant because it positions hydrogen fuel cells as an alternative to BEVs, battery electric vehicles, especially for regions where EV infrastructure is challenging, such as, here in North Carolina, South Carolina, especially, California. Now, California is a leg up on everybody. They do all the testing out there, so I'm sorry for you guys. But it's definitely a challenge here in the Carolinas to find a EV station. Now, they're becoming more abundant and people are warming up to them. So you see them going up more places, not at the speed they should be. Tesla just pretty much axed the whole charging division like out of nowhere earlier this year. So the only company I know right now that's still creating batteries or charging infrastructures is new, like NXU. That's the only company I know that's still doing that. And I don't see them going anywhere because they are getting government grants. So hydrogen, not only is it a faster refuel time, but it's you get a potentially greater range on that. So again, this partnership is just going to lead the way in hydrogen vehicle sector by combining strengths, and it's going to tackle like the inefficiency and the scalability that we need to create fuel efficient vehicles. So I'm really interested to see how this goes. The next story that I picked up was the Ford e-Transit enhancement. Ford is going to boost its range for the e-transits as well as give them fast charging capabilities. And this is just targeting commercial vehicle users. And we all know that it is a huge market for EVs because everyone's trying to save, become a little bit more efficient. Gas, though it has came down in price, it is still one of the biggest pocket grabbers for fleets when you have a fleet for a commercial business. So what this is going to do is it's going to create a performance boost for the vans, so give a little bit more power, but also range, and it's going to help with the capability of the business. So meaning that you'll be able to use this vehicle a little bit longer. It's going to be a little bit better for the environment, and it's also going to be a tax write-off. It's looking to add 32% more range to the vans than what they have currently, which helps with long distance driving. So with the more power, it's also going to come with more configurations. So you're going to have better acceleration. It's going to be able to handle that load better that's in the back of that cargo van. It's going to stretch across the cargos, the cutaway models, and it's just going to be, like I said, dedicated to business customers. They're also going to update the fleet management system and give them like advanced fleet management tools and telematic systems. So this will help with vehicle performance, monitoring your charge, and then helping with optimizing the fuel route. These enhancements are going to make the e-Transit more practical and also appealing for more commercial customers, which helps Ford continue to become the leader in a growing market for EV vehicles. And I smile while I say that because Ford took a huge leap on EV and took a big loss, but they are the leader in EV vehicles right now. So the last thing I was able to pull in what's new in the world of automotives is that Mazda has filed for a trademark for the CX-6E. This is all speculation. Mazda has not confirmed anything, but there is a trademark that has been filed. So the EV crossover is going to be the CX-5 and the CX-30. So the E obviously is going to be fully electric. So Mazda is now pushing into the electric realm. So what this does is help Mazda with their marketing position, given that the CX-6 will likely sit between the CX-5 and the CX-9 in size. This could target the highly competitive, mid-sized SUV world. Its electric powertrain will make it an attractive option for eco-conscious buyers. And Mazda hasn't officially confirmed this yet, but this is something that they have filed, and this indicates that they are moving into the EV space. So this is what's going on in the world. I want to thank you guys for watching. I'm going to bring news to you every week that's happening in the automotive world in case you missed it. But my name is Preston from Autonatics, and I appreciate you watching. Until next video, we're dropping news every week on what's happening in the automotive world. Thank you for watching. I'm out.